ready? Yes. Ready, get ready. Oh, be nice. Be nice to each other. Hello. Hi, everyone. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. Hello and greetings from my very loud corgi dogs on this kind of dreary June day. We're gonna have some fun today. It's Tuesday and we are here for Cricut Chat, or I'm here for Cricut Chat, and I hope you are too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. We are going to be doing a Cricut Access project today that is a really darling little coupon book. I've made it about this size. It's like 2x3, I think, and wrapped it up in a little ribbon. I'm going to show you how to put it together. There's the back, and there are easily some tickets here that can be modified either. Well, I suppose you could type in something, or I think it would look so cute with handwriting, little kids' handwriting. It's made just for you, and special coupons that maybe you want to add that are pertinent. And then, of course, there's a lovely card that goes with it. Hi, Carrie. So there's a lovely card that I did print and cut, so we'll go in there and fit in an envelope for Dad. And I hope, you have a dad in your life that you can make this for. My dad was so special to me, and I remember making one of these little coupon books when I was a kid too. Hi, Paralita. Yes, the Show Me State. Oh, thanks, Holly. How are you this morning? How's Utah doing today? So I'm so glad to see all of you, Shirley and Tara, Bren's here with us today, and I'm glad because I wanted to tell you, if you are a friend of Bren's, and who couldn't be, she's so marvelous, please send some good thoughts and some prayers, if you're a praying type, to her, because on Thursday she's going in for her surgery, and she won't know anything right away, and she might be out of commission for a day or two. So start sending those good thoughts for her Thursday. Make sure that they get everything, and this is the last surgery that she'll need, and I'm hopeful with the Canadian free healthcare, I'm sure it's good. And if you want to send a card to Bren, send me either a message or like on Facebook, or you can send me an email at MissRita@gmail.com. We'll do it like we did with Becky when she lost her husband, so that I don't want to post, for privacy reasons, I don't want to post her address there. But if you do send cards, remember you need to use an international stamp, because Bren is in Canada. So before we get started, I wanted to tell you that I happened upon the website, the Dreaming Tree website, and I noticed that they have just reloaded or refreshed their entire website, and they're offering 25% off on their purchase. I don't know how long that's good for. I'm not sure. It says this is unusual for them to do a percentage off. Normally, they will give you a free gift. The free gift is always lovely, but then you have to buy like $10 or more of their back inventory. And if you're like me, always buying and never making, you could probably have all but just a few. And so this is a good opportunity for you to go in and buy certain things. I wanted to let you know that we're going to be doing let's see, this summer we're going to be making at least one of their clocks. They have, I don't know, at least 6 clocks. And so they have one that's like a bat, and then they have this one here, which this one I know I'm going to do. It's got a, let's see. It's got a witch flying over a crescent moon. So we're going to do that later on in the year, maybe in the late summer. And there's also an adorable little alarm clock sort of with like wings. So we're going to do that. And then there's these others, including this pendulum, which I'm kind of enamored of. I don't think the pendulum actually moves, but the clock does. So we're going to be doing those. So if you see one that you like, you might want to pick them up while they're having their sale, because we are going to do it, and they all essentially are the same. It's a box that has clockworks in it, and so we'll go through the clockworks as well. There's also a couple of other projects that I want to do from here, and actually this week there is a coffee one. For those of you that know me, know that my dad and my aunt were like coffee clutch people. Like, they've taken pictures, they're both gone now, but they had pictures, or I have pictures of them in sweltering heat drinking coffee, and it's just such a classic for their generation. So I like that, and I like coffee. So we're going to be making this vintage coffee pot. Now, one of the things I do like, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but one of the things I do like, this is the vintage coffee pot. One of the things I do like about the new site rework is that you can now buy all of the individual projects. I think it's all of them. So if you want to go to the shop, and over on the left-hand side, you can choose bundles, and bundles will show you just about everything that's in there. But let's say you didn't want to buy an entire bundle. Like for here, I probably am never going to make this perfume bottle, but I would probably make this patisserie, and I'm probably spelling that wrong, but I think it's patisserie, excuse me. And so I can now buy it individually. Obviously, as a group, you're going to spend less, but if you're not going to ever buy one of them, why, or you can you can buy it as a bundle, whatever. Anyway, check them out. It's 3dsvg.com. They're not affiliated with Cricut or with Miss Rita to the rescue for that matter. So, just so you know, I just happened to notice it, and I really liked it. And we're talking about summertime, and summer's going to be the time for me to work on some structures, and I have a plan to do a couple of structures that are from SVG Cuts. And so if you haven't checked them out, svgcuts.com. Now, just a word to the wise. I see people sharing all the time their creations, and I think it's fabulous. And I look at SVG files sort of as a recipe that you can change to meet all of your needs, whatever you want to do. But it's always important in my heart to give credit to the original person that came up with it. So it's really important when you do post on like the Cricut group site something that you made, that you point out that it is from a file from whoever happens to be there. I think that that's really important, because it does emphasize that there are designers out there that are making a living by creating SVGs, and we will this summer spend some time with some of those some of those designers, and it will be a lot of fun because we'll just kind of highlight them for a little while. So, okay, getting back to this. So this is a Cricut project, and it is a fun one. It is all of these little coupons, and it is a print and cut project. So what you're going to do is you're going to be printing them on paper. I would suggest that you use paper that is a little bit thicker, especially because of the coupons. You don't want it to be too thin, but you could, if you didn't have any of this cardstock, this white cardstock, and obviously if you had a printer that printed larger, that would be fine, but this is for an 8.5 by 11 inch printer, which most people have. I have an old HP one, and it works. It's a workhorse, and I just get the instant ink, which is like a monthly feature that like fluctuates. If I print a lot one month, they charge me for that, and I never have to worry about ink refills, so I do like that. So that's what I do with my print and cut projects. I will also point out that I use my HP for print and cut for the buttons. The buttons were a huge hit last week, so I'm back to the drawing board with new button projects that will come up later on in the next week or so. So if you went out and bought a button press, we're going to be doing some fun buttons in the future. So don't worry, it wasn't a waste of time. So anyway, these are print and cut elements. And have you ever like sort of gone along? I'm going to save this and start from scratch. Sometimes I am looking for a project, and I know what I want. I know who I want to make it for, or maybe I don't. Maybe I just kind of want something that's, just sort of for an occasion. So this happened to me this week with Father's Day. I haven't celebrated Father's Day for 10 years because, my only father, I didn't never have a father-in-law. He was gone before I got married, but my only father was my dad, and I lost him 10 years ago. And so I just kind of didn't focus on it. So I did go into a couple places, in Design Space, and rather than going off hunting all over the internet, I went to images. This is where I usually go, and I go to image sets. And for me, this is where I start. I don't always finish here, but this is where I start. So I just typed in fathers for Father's Day. And remember, image sets are only going to result in anything that has that word in the title of the image. So if you have something that is like dad, you want it to be dad and everything, if it doesn't have the word dad in the title of the image set, then it might not pull up. It will not pull up. I don't say might, it won't. So when you type in Father's Day, you do get quite a few returns, 53. And here are 30 cards that I put together for you and resized for you for Father's Day. So I'm hoping that you can reach that. I did link it to the description yesterday. I will do it again today so that you will know. And you can just, if you want to just sort of cut a bunch of Dad's Day cards. Maybe you are starting your own little card shop on Etsy. Here you go. This is a great way, and people do love these cards. And so anyway, as you're scrolling along, I came across this one. It's called Father's Day Gifting. So I clicked on it, and I said, wow, these are real small. I can't hardly read them, but isn't this a great idea? Reminds me of my childhood, the coupons. So I decided to pick, there's 3 different ones here. So I picked that. And then to go with the coupon book. I thought about this one, but I sort of like this one because it's a printable. Now, what's interesting here is when you hover over an image in Design Space, it shows if it's print then cut. And I like knowing that it's print then cut. I mean, you can sort of tell that that they're print then cut because they're very detailed, but it's nice to know that. And so I'm just going to grab these 4 images and bring them into my my canvas. All right. And so they do come in very small. Let me just go bigger so you can see they're still super small. And if you they come in as a group, right? So if you ungroup it, what's really weird is you ungroup it and they're individual, and then they're the whole big pack. I don't know why they did that, but that's the way they did it. And so they come in that way. I'm going to go back and just kind of... So immediately, because I am practically blind from old age, I need to make these bigger. So I'm just going to go ahead and make them bigger so I can kind of see. And that's what I'm doing for you. So I will resize these all so that they're exactly the same, because the coupon book has to have the exact same size. But I just want to show you what's in here. So what's great about all 3 of these is that this one is like the front. It's Dad's coupon book. And then there's the back. And then there's also, where is it? This book was made just for you by, you know, whatever child you want to put there. And I like the colors. They're different. They're not all the same. And you can put these together and it would cut out just perfectly. Now, let me just hide this. So now the way they came in, they're all like size very, very small. So you want to resize them, but they are all different. So for me, what I do is just ungroup them all. And as I mentioned, it comes in with this. So there's our 5, and I'm going to just remove these, okay? And I'm just going to take these and just sort of willy-nilly pile them together. I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So I'm ungrouping and just taking the individual ones, and that way we can resize. So here we go. And the last one, ungroup, take these ones. All right. So I have all my individual ones. I deleted all the ones that were in the group just because that's how they did it. So then what I'm going to do is I want them all to be together and cut and be the same exact size. So I'm going to select them. I don't have to group it. I just select it, you know, with my mouse like this. And then I'm going to come up here. This, align. Okay, a line is a little hard to understand. You have to play with it quite a bit to understand it, but it's a great tool for sort of shuffling all the papers on your desktop and sort of getting them together before whether you size it or group it or whatever. So a line, I'm going to choose actually the bottom one, which is center. Okay, so once I do that, you'll notice, what's wrong, Annette? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. So you're working it out. All right. So sorry. Once I align them all, I can then group them, but see, they're all the same size. I can group them, and then I'm going to size them whatever way I want. Now, I liked these the way that I size them, but you can size them any way you like. And so, for instance, I think these are 2. Let me just check. Yep, they're 2 by 4. 2 by 4 inches. So I would probably change the height to 2. And here it comes up as 4.135. So that's what ended up. Now, remember, I am all about frugality, and my father would have a conniption if I didn't try to save precious resources, because he was a Depression era baby. So we need to make sure that this is going to print with as many things as possible on the page, so we maximize the use of the page. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So when you hit make it, you will see that this comes up as there's 4, and then there's 3. Sorry. I don't know. Somebody's walking. Hey, hey. Come here, baby. Come here. Look at, I got something for you. So there's 15 of these, but I don't want to spend 4 full pages of cardstock. I was there for the great cardstock famine of 2020. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to separate these all, ungroup them, and I can just sort of spread them out so you can see what I'm talking about. And here we go. Okay, I'm going to then put in a shape. It's a square shape, and you guys who are watching me all the time know this little trick, but for those in the audience that aren't regular watchers, this is a trick to save you some space on your print and cut paper. So we're going to insert a square, we're going to unlock the square, and we're going to put the width at 6.75 and the height at 9.25. Now, what is this doing? This is the maximum space, the largest this is going to go for a print then cut window. So it does not use the full 8.5 by 11. It only uses 6.75 by 9.25, which is not quite the full paper. So there is some pages that you'll be missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fill up this square with all of these coupons. And what's great about this is I can take the coupons and I can turn them on their side like this, but my computer, my Cricut doesn't know to do that. So so that's why we still need, come on you guys, that's why we still need humans. Hey, come here. I have these little freeze-dried treats. Come here, stop barking. Yeah, Benji knows to come and get one. But this guy would rather bark. Stop barking, please. Okay, so we have 5. So we have 15 of these. So that's a good sign. So I'm going to move my square, and then I'm going to just select the ones. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 actually. So I'm going to select the square and I'm going to attach. And now when I cut this out, there's going to be 6 of these on one page rather than 4. Okay, so I'm just going to hide it for right now. Then I keep my box. Do not attach your box to it, right? This is just a guide, okay? So we're putting in 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can turn this one on the side and make it 5. And there's our next page of print and cut. Move this, select this all, and attach. Hide for right now. And then the last one, move your square over and put these here. You have a lot of space on this one. So here you go. Put 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. And then you'll have some bottom scrap that you can use. It's a pretty big size. So move our square over, and then we are going to attach these. So now all of our coupons are exactly the same size, and they're optimized to be cut and printed and use the right amount of paper. You can remove the square, by the way, because you don't need it anymore. But let's talk about this Father's Day card. So this is just a printable, and you may have come across these in your travels. And I actually really like them. I've seen them for like Easter and Valentine's Day. And you can find printables all kinds of places in the image search. So you can even just type printables and you will get an image return for that. I didn't do that. So I found this all together. Now I want to make sure that this is going to fit onto an A2 size card, but it's just the front. So I will be cutting out, and I'll show you how to do it, but I will cut out the back of the card with my personal trimmer. You could cut it out here on your machine, but I find it sometimes a little easier, and it does save paper if you just are cutting them out using your personal trimmer. But you want the front to be a good size, the correct size. So we're going to change it to be 5.5 width by 4.5 inch height. So it does come up as 4. So I'm just going to change it to 4.25. Here we go. So there you go. There is the proper size for an A2. Now, if you wanted to, I think, of course, I got rid of the square. This may all fit on one page. So let me see. I'm going to put the square back in just to kind of see. Here I am again, trying to make changes to my thing. So, okay, 6.75 and then unlatch and 9.25. Okay, let's see. I'm going to arrange this to the back. And let's see, can I fit this on here? No, but I could. Woo, 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 woo. I just got a brilliant idea. All right, I'm going to detach this one and move this up here. Move this. We got to detach. And move this one over here. Like this. And notice that it fits still in the square. So then with this one, we can print all of this on 3 instead of 5 sheets. Okay, so let me attach this one and hide it real quick. I'll hide this one real quick. And so we have our square and these 2 coupons, or 3, I guess. Yeah, 3. And our card front. How is that for genius? Make sure they're not touching, by the way. So here you go. So take away this square and attach this whole thing, which I didn't. Yeah, here we go. Group it all together and attach. Now we're ready to cut with the print then cut. And let's see how it comes out. Make it. There we go. We went from having 5 sheets in our printer. And if you have like the HB Instant Ink, they count the number of sheets you actually print. And then they charge you. So yeah, and somebody's saying that I have a coupon that is touching somewhere, and I probably do somewhere. And you know what, you guys, I'm going to give you this file. So I'm going to give you my original file. So anyway, here's the 3. I don't see them touching. Somebody said that they were touching, but we're going to just go ahead and hit continue. And when you get to this place of print and cut where you have to choose, you know, how to cut it out, you're first going to be encountering this green button. It says send to the printer. So you're going to have to press this green button for each mat. You don't just hit one and all 3 come out. It's each mat. So you're going to send to the printer. My printer is HP Envy. I add the bleed on this because I didn't want any white around the edges. And if you want, you can change your system dialog. You can use your system dialog. That's your printer system dialog. And you can change your preset to color fine and the quality of your paper to, you can just do plain paper, or I actually use brochure matte paper. I think that made it look a little bit better. And then I hit print. We're going to be nice. I think the bad weather, they're getting grumpy. So I don't know if you can hear it, but my printer is printing. So let's grab that off of the printer. It's fairly quick. And then I'm going to show you how this cuts on the Explorer 3. It's no different than the Explorer 1 or the Air or the Air 2 or even the Maker or the Maker 3. Anybody that has an Explorer of any type or a Maker of any type can use this print and cut, and there's no difference. So this is important. Unless you have a Joy cannot cut and will never be able to cut print and cut because it has no sensor inside of the machine because it's too small. So, and it wasn't designed for that. Okay, hold on, it's still printing. Well, actually, here's what I'll do. I'll show you some pre-printed ones. Now, these ones I printed, but with my original design, but so I'm not going to put that in there, okay? But what you'll notice when you do print and cut is you will have this square. See this square? That's that square like we made on the canvas. But this square is what tells your machine where and how to cut around this. It's super important that when you're trying to do print and cut that you have all of this square around it. And it's super important for you to have it on like a white paper or very, very, very light paper. So if you have like something like a pale pink, it would probably work, but you need to make sure that square is there. Now, in the event that your printer cuts off that square, you could try with a Sharpie to close up the box that maybe it didn't print at the very, very bottom. You can try with a Sharpie and a ruler to make that line, but you may have to print it again. Okay, so all right. The other thing that I will mention is there is a calibration process that you have to go through with most of the machines for print and cut. There's actually several different calibrations, and I'll show you once we're done with this. And it's a good thing to do because it will cut out your images more accurately. It's just going to calibrate the way that the sensors are looking at those sensors, okay? So I'm using a medium cardstock here. I want to remember I'm on this new version with the Explorer 3, so I want to check off, remember material settings. I've got my print and cut. It's all the way up here on the square, and that's the square. This is the corner of the page, not this corner. And we're going to just put it like this. And we are going to move over to our machine. We're going to put it in. So I want to make sure it's on there really well. And we're going to hit the flashing button. And we'll hit, once it's done, making sure that it has the right thing in there, measuring the mat length and everything. Then we'll get the flashing button over here, and you will see it start to move. Now, this is the difference between the Joy and any of the other machines, is that little light, which you can see because today's a little dreary, and so I'm glad of it. And so that little light comes on, and it's basically a sensor. So it's kind of like a barcode or one of those scan codes or whatever, and it's checking out what's inside the box. I mean, it really doesn't know exactly what's inside that box, but it needs to know the parameters. I don't know how it works, folks. I just use it and really love it. So, but this is what I am told about the sensors. So here we go. It's cutting out our coupons really accurately, and it does have a little bleed. I don't think I showed you that, but it does have a little bleed there. So it won't have like white little stripes on it. I'm going to show you what I did to put it together as well. So as soon as it's done, we'll put that together. Almost done. I got to tell you, I have these keychains, these acrylic keychains. They're like 2 inches. And I have been struggling with these projects, making projects for them. For some reason, I can't like think inside of a round acrylic keychain. 2 inches. It's so small. I mean, I know that some people like to do that size, but oh my gosh. All right. So it's done. Now, what happens with the print and cut is then you just remove this. This is the same thing you do if you wanted to make stickers, okay? Or buttons for that matter. Same exact thing. If you want to do a print and cut. So we're just going to take these all off. And before I bring you down to show you a few things on my work surface, I'm going to go back to my screen because I want to show you a few things, or at least one thing, and that has to do with, yep, I want to cancel. That has to do with, come on, I want to cancel. Yes, I want to cancel the cut. Come on, cancel. Okay, calibrating. So if you have a brand new machine and you've never calibrated before, I would recommend that you do it. And it's just going to make your life easier, and you'll have a much better professional looking stuff. So here's how you do it. Go up to these 3 stripes, often called the hamburger, and click on that, and you will see under your beautiful face and your profile, there's new product setup, and then there's calibration. So if you click on calibration, you'll see here machine calibration for print and cut. You would just click on this and you print a calibration sheet from your HP Envy, and it comes, or from your printer, and it comes out with all these like little lines and a square. Then you put it on the mat and you put it in your machine, and then you just tell the system it's better on line E and line F, and then it makes it more accurate. Okay, so that's calibrating for print and cut. Because I am on a maker, because I'm on an Explore. I want to cancel. Yeah, gosh, it can be a little naggy. Design Space, right? So if I were on a maker and I wanted to do calibration, there are other things to calibrate for, including like the knife blade and I think the rotary blade. So, so you would see different things when you hit the hamburger when you did calibration, but I'm on the Explore. And by the way, my Maker 3 came in yesterday, but I just didn't have the time to open it up. I know, it's still in the box, right? Okay, so let's bring you right down here, and we're going to talk about this. We're also going to make a card base for our card, because I do have an additional, where did it go, people? Calgon, take me away. All right, here's my card base. This is so simple. If you're doing A2 and you never heard this before, this is 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And we're going to put it in this way, the blunt way, the horizontal way, and we're going to cut it exactly in half. So 11 inches exactly in half is 5.5 inches. Yeah, 5.5 inches. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, it's 5.5 inches. And then so here is the card, and actually get 2 card bases for the price of 1. And yeah, I'm a 1980s, 70s gal, I guess. So you're going to hear a lot of commercials from me from then, because I used to watch commercials. All right. So here is the base. All I did was fold it, and you can use something if you want. I always just use my fingers, and then I take this part, and I did use this double stick tape. Let me show you what I use here. I used this stuff, and I just peeled it off. It's double stick, but it's super thin. Come on. Like this, and then I put it on the back of my printout, okay? And then when I was ready, I put that printout onto, I just did it on all 4 places like this so that it would stay. And then I have a very professional looking card. Now remember, you can use, if you wanted to do a sentiment and you wanted to use your vinyl like we did yesterday, you can do that. Just add it to the design and put it on the inside. I kind of like that process, and it produces a very nice card. It's thick enough without being too thick, and you can either put your own sentiment in there or leave it that way and write on it. So let's get back to the coupon book. So the coupon book is set so that there's a front and a back. This one prints backward so that you can get that, right? So it says, Happy Father's Day to the best dad in the whole wide world. And this is Dad's coupon book. And then here are all the coupons. Aren't they cute? So cute. A fantastic foot massage, breakfast in bed, a painting masterpiece for Dad, and all kinds of other stuff. Dad's dessert of choice. Yeah, Dad's never could get it right? This is a very big hug. A date with Dad. So cute, just so cute. And all I did was take all of them and put them in whatever order I wanted to. I don't know if this is the one that prints backwards. So it goes on the back like this. So once you have all 3, you can put this here. You have all 3. You can either close it up with brads if you want to, but I decided I wanted to use a yellow, which matched my card, a yellow piece of ribbon. Now here's how I did this. Some people might have another way, but I am a needle crafter, so I have these needle point yarn. I use them for when I'm making yarn, making something knitting. And we put it through, and this is, let's see, American Craft. I think it's 1/4 inch grow grain. That means it has this grain, this up and down grain there. And I put it into my needle. And if you don't have this needle, you can do other things, such as you can take a piece of tape and wrap it around, kind of like I used to do that with shoelaces, or you can just try to sort of scrunch it up and push it through. But this for me was an easier way since I did have it. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go in on the bottom and then in from the back. Like this, even this up, make sure that it's even, and then I just put a bow on it. You could use twine too or whatever, but I just like the blue and yellow for some reason. I don't know why I like the blue and yellow. It just looks good together. All right, and then I'm going to clean up the bow a little tiny bit and write my sentiment inside my card, and then I have a lovely no cost relatively low cost project for Dad. And wouldn't my dad love that, because you would give him stuff and he would make you take it back. He was so frugal. Oh no, I don't need that. Let's take it back. So this one's for my dad, who always loved the frugal way of doing things. And so I hope you enjoy this. So that is our project for the day. I'm running at 45 minutes, which is awesome. A couple of things to end with. One, I will give you this project inside the description of the video. So check where you're watching this on YouTube. There's a description, and you can just pull and take that Cricut Design Space file, save it to your own design space, and you'll have it. And you can play with it and do whatever you want with it, right? And let's see, there's that. And we are in the final days of our June giveaway, our Bundle of Joy June giveaway, which is a joy machine and all the extras worth up to $250 retail. And all you need to do to get your name in is to follow the link also in the description. Make sure you're following me on Facebook and also on YouTube. If you already follow me there, share, comment, like, do all that fun stuff in either on YouTube or on Facebook, and you can have 2 entries go in each day until the last day is Friday. And I will be picking the winner on Saturday night on Date Night, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Of course, I will not pick the winner until halfway through, because I want you guys to stay with me. And I wanted to, since we're talking about credit earlier, I wanted to give credit to my friends at Cricut for providing me with these prizes each month. And they're just such awesome folks. So if you want to get your name in for a chance to win this really nice prize, please, please, please go follow that link, do the stuff, and get your name in, okay? So that's it for today. I'm debating. I was going to do that acrylic thing, but I don't really love it. So I think I might head on over to Dreaming Tree and see about a project that I might want to do that's Father's Day related. And so I have all of their files. So I think I will head on over there. And if you have a chance, you should too, because you can now buy all their files separately and get them for 30% off, and that's kind of cool. Thank you, everyone. You couldn't find the link on Facebook. Oh yeah, you did? You called them about the Easy Press. Do you mean, Emmy? Do you mean the Easy Press, that price by that person? That's a good idea. All right, everyone. Annette can't talk. Is that it? That's hard. All right. That's hard because she likes to talk. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Remember, prayers for Bren. And if you want her address, please send me a message in Facebook or an email at missritatotherescue@gmail.com, and I will provide it to you. And if you want to send her a nice card, make sure you put international postage on it or she'll never receive it. And we'll talk to you tomorrow soon. So have a wonderful day and get some crafting in. Take care.